Here we go. Okay, now, again, remember, just rules, all right? That's what we're working on. All right, today's another rule, all right, that you're going to need, all right? Today I think is actually a little bit easier, but that's okay. Now, let's go ahead. No, I'm sorry, it was not 8-1, but 7-2, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 7-2. Today we're doing 8-1. Now on your Google Classroom, I've just been ahead of myself a little bit, so what I've been doing is going ahead and enter 8-2. So you guys have 8-1 and 8-2, but you don't really need it. You got it? Casey, I got one. You got it? Yeah, let's just use this. All right. So here we go, guys. If you need, all right, I did the odds with my other class. Today we'll just go ahead and check the evens with you guys. All right?
Is it on the video?
Yes. All right. So again, though, if you can get the evens, you understand the evens, and I'm sure you'll understand the odds. So let me try to explain again. All right. For those of you guys who got it taken care of, just see how well you did. All right. So I have 9 to the 12th divided by 9 to the 8th is obviously 9 to the 4th. All right. I don't really care what 9 to the 4th is. I just want you to write it as 9 to the 4th. You're trying to show yourself that the numbers and the variables, all right, have the same operation. What? Why does that matter to me what you did? This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to teach that every day. All right? Listen to what I'm saying now. Don't be mad at me. Right? When you divide, what is the rule? You subtract the exponents. You leave the base alone. So if you have something different, fix it. What?
It's more of a statement, but on my way to school, my dad's like, "Oh, what are you learning?" And I figured out, and I showed him. And it's like, "Oh, it's like 9. It's like we're learning exponents and how to do it dividing." And he's like, and I like wrote out the answer. He's like, "Are you supposed to divide the exponent?" I'm like, "Dad, you're not." He's like, "You're doing it wrong." I'm like, if you want to go to Mr. Stroud's classroom and tell him that he's teaching us the wrong thing, have fun with that. But I know what we're doing.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I could teach him how to
Dads,
do
most of the time,
he insisted he was
are right, but not in math. All right? So here we go. So number 4, what am I doing with the R cubes? They cancel. So my answer here is 1 over t squared. All right, now remember what I tried to tell you yesterday. When you celebrate, that means it's unusual that you got one right.
That's true. It's true, though.
All right, so we are not celebrating the fact that we're always right or we'd never get anything accomplished. All right, when I tell you the right answer, you're supposed to say, "Of course that's the right answer. That's what I have."
No, that's not usually the case.
What is the problem? Okay. Now, same thing. You should be able to figure out your mistake from the answer.
But why is it just t squared?
There are how many t's up top?
2.
And how many on the bottom?
4.
So if you cross them out, there will be t's left in the bottom. All right, come on. That's what I'm trying to show some of you guys. All right, if you're wrong, that's okay. Figure it out. All right, number 6. All right, the answer is 3D. Number 8, the correct answer is x squared. Number 10, m to the 4th. All right. Now, number 12. Here we go. I have -4 x squared y z cubed.
I put 30.
Listen, once again, all right, we're not celebrating. Stop. We're taking too long. That means you're having a lot of homework tonight. What?
When I was doing homework and I sort of.
Let's get to the question.
Sorry. go over what you do.
Okay, so now listen. I know, listen, what I want you to do. All right. Good morning or good afternoon. Sorry, we're a little focused here.
We're having a 7th grade, what?
Algebra 1. All right. So here we go. Back to your question. Remember what I'm trying to tell several of you in here is you have to make your own observations. As soon as you learn to make your own observations, the rules are easier. So in this case, all I'm asking you is the answer I said was -4. So you're supposed to figure out how I got that from that information. There's only one option. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I see.
Hold on a minute. Now we're not done. All right, now we're looking at the x's. Again, I want you to see these are my x's. And here is my x over here. There's only one option. Right? You don't need my help to figure that out. If you don't see it, figure it out. All right? Same thing with y squared and y and z to the 5th z squared. All right. Yes. You good now? All right. So now 14 is the important one. All right. Again, the exponents apply to the numbers as well. The exponents apply to the numbers as well. This is 1 over 4 to the 4th. I don't care that it's 1 over 256. I don't care about that. I know the answer is 1 over 4 to the 4th because we're learning about exponents. What?
When you bring it down, why would the 4 become a negative? Because if the exponent.
No, stop. Listen to what I just did. Listen, on all of these, have I ever changed the value from a positive to a negative? Now, what do I mean by that? I mean this. If I say 2 to the -1, we talked about that yesterday, that's 1/2. Now, I said yesterday if I was making up the math, I would have probably said the answer is -2 also. But that's why I didn't make up the math. All right, somebody way smarter than me figured out through patterns that 2 to the -1 has nothing to do with negative. You understand what I'm saying now, right? So this -4 right here, listen carefully, has absolutely nothing to do with the value. What do I mean by the value? I mean whether it's a positive or a negative. You with me now? The rule is it just drops. It's in the top, it goes to the bottom. It's in the bottom, you move it to the top. All right, that's what the rule is. And again, I'm trying to encourage you to think about what I said yesterday with 2 to the 4th. 2 to the 3rd, 2 to the 2nd, 2 to the 1st, 2 to the 0, 2 to the -1. That's how we figured that out. I never once changed it to a negative. Never once. All right?
If you put down 120,
No, I don't care. All right? I'm just saying the lesson is changing the negatives to the positives. You never get it wrong for writing something that's correct. All right? Never. All right? It's just I, might have something like 9 to the 8th. I don't really want you to do 9 to the 8th. All right? I just want you to show me that you understand that. All right? Just like on number 16. Now, please, I'm going to go slow just to make sure. This is 3 over 5 squared. You with me on that? That's what I wanted. All right, now some of you wrote 9 over 25. Congratulations. It's a good job. All right? Definitely not 25 over 9.
Yeah, I got that wrong.
All right, because it has a what? Negative exponent. Because it has a negative exponent, it requires you to do the reciprocal. All right? Now, question number 18. Here we go. It is h cubed times h to the 6th, which is h to the 9th. Everybody take a look at that. Make sure you're good. All right? Now, on question 20. All right? The only thing that remains at the top is m cubed, k, l, 6. Yes, sir. Come on.
Oh my gosh, I got it.
Come on. I don't know what you mean by that. Stop. Listen. No, people are going to learn to make their own observations. I'm really concentrating on that this year. Right? I mean, I don't understand. If it's k to the negative 1 and I put k in the bottom, there's only one option. If I have L to the negative 6, and that's now L to the 6, I only have one option. Same principles. Has a negative, move it. All right? You're good now, right, Nicholas? All right, you understand what I'm saying, right? All right. Easy, easy. Make observations. All right, anything to the 0 powers, obviously.
1.
So hopefully you didn't do any work there, you just put a 1.
I actually just put a 1.
All right. Now, next, all right, a little bit harder now. Let's see if you can follow along. All right, first thing, I would look at the numbers and say 15 divided by 5 is 3. Now, I'm looking at the x's. I'm left with x to the 5th. Now, here's what my recommendation is. All right, I would recommend that you would just write y to the 11th and y to the 9th. All right, that's what I want you to do. All right, that way you can see it better. So now your answer is y to 11th over y 9th simplifies to y to the what? Y squared. Exactly right. So that's the answer for number 24. All right, that was the answer to number 24. Shh, shh. Guys, too much today. Too much. I got lots to do. All right. Now, I want to take a look at 26. I did this with my last class. All right. This really isn't necessary down there. They asked me another question. All right. So please look. 48 divided by negative 6 is negative 8. X to the 6 over x is x to the 5th. Y squared. And there's a z left on the bottom. Does everybody agree with that? The z is left on the bottom. All right. Well, how many z's are on the top? How many on the bottom?
Oh, okay.
Right, so you have to think about 5 on the top, 6 on the bottom. You cross 5 out, 1's left on the bottom. Everybody okay with this? All right, so again, hopefully you feel a little better now about that nice little review. Today, now pull up 8.1. 8.1, honestly, it really doesn't get any easier. All right, today is probably the easiest day.
Okay.
Hey, again, guys, I'm listen. I don't want to get irritated or I don't want to get mad. But for whatever reason, some of you guys are just chit-chatting. I don't want that anymore. All right, just open section 8.1. Yes. The quiz is going to be next, probably Thursday. All right, here we go. Now, listen. What I want to do with us is I did the first 2 pages with my other algebra class. You can go back and listen to the video. All right. So now I'm going to do the second worksheet with you guys real quick. Okay. And then we have a third worksheet. All right. But here we go. Let's take a look. All right. Is everybody with me on this page now? Right. Now, again, I'm not expecting any trouble here because honestly, my pre-algebra class, believe it or not, we're doing the same exact thing. All right, so this year it's a little bit different only because we're combining more than just x and y. We're going to have x squareds and y squareds and ab. So it's a little bit more complicated in that respect. All right, but the process is exactly the same. All right, we're going to be adding and we're going to be subtracting. All right, the addition part is the really easy part. I'm not expecting, and for time, I'm just going to go down. All right, so right now you should be able to just say, wow, this is about as easy as it gets, 6x plus 12y. Now notice I didn't say 6x squared or 12y squared. No, you're going to say, if I have 2 x's and I add 4 x's, I get 6 x's. That's what we got. All right, now number 3, you put a star by. All right, because with subtraction, you must remember that you're distributing a negative. All right, now if you want, you can put a negative 1 out in front. So this would be negative 2a minus 4b. And now you're combining it with 5a plus 9b. Now, does everybody understand why the 2a became a negative 2a and the 4b became a negative 4b? Yes. All right. I just distributed -1. Okay, from there now you're combining terms, so that would just be 3a plus 5b. Any questions? All right. Now let's go down and do number 5. All right. M squared plus m squared is? You guys are not thinking independently. 2m squared. Thank you. Correct yourself now. 2m squared. -1m plus 2m is what? M. But we would say plus m. All right? Plus m. Now look, don't make that mistake anymore. All right? Now, distributing a negative. All right? So d squared minus d plus 5 minus 2d minus 5. Okay. So d squared, there's nothing to combine with, correct? D squared minus 3d, and the 5's cancel. Number 9, 5f minus 2f is 3f plus g plus 1. Anybody have any questions or concerns with that? Any questions or concerns with number 9? Okay, now let's see if I've done a good job. Let's look at number 2. All right. Everybody should be able to look at that and say that's just 9, or we should say, technically, why would I say 14s? Yeah, alphabetical order generally. All right, if you accidentally put 9t plus 14s, I'm not going to mark it wrong. I'm just saying, for those guys who are listening, you generally write in alphabetical order. All right? Now we're going to distribute, so we would say 11m minus 7n minus 2m minus 6n. Distributing negative means change the signs. What? All right, so the answer is 9m minus 13n. All right, I told you it's a very easy day today. Very simple, very simple. All right, so now, again, I would write x squared minus 3x minus 2x squared minus 5x. Negative x squared minus 8x. Anybody have any issues yet? Very easy. Very easy. All right. Now for the addition, 2h squared minus 3h squared, negative h squared. Negative 5h plus 7h is plus 2h. I told you. It's very easy. All right. Now we're at what? 10k squared minus 3k plus 9. Anybody have any issues with that? All right, so now let's talk about the next part. Here we go. Yesterday, I've talked to you about a monomial. That is a single term. Binomial, 2 terms. Trinomial,
3 terms.
and terms are separated by addition and subtraction. All right? So number 11 is considered a binomial. All right? Now, the next thing we discuss here is the degree. All right? So please pay attention. All right? So again, this isn't a big deal, but you're looking at the individual monomials to define or to find the degree. All right? Number 11. All right? 5mt has a degree of 2. Now, the reason why it says a degree of 2 is because this is a 1, this is a 1, and we add the exponents. So the degree of 5mt would be 2. The degree of t squared would be what? 2. So the degree is always the largest exponent. So in this case, the degree would be 2. All right? Very simple, not a big deal. All right? So this is called a trinomial. The degree of the first term is
2.
degree of the second term,
1.
degree of the third term.
2.
So the degree is, the degree is 2. The degree is 2. All right? Now, again, remember what I'm saying. You're taking the individual monomials and stating the degree. All right? That's the easy way to do it. All right? But once you understand the definition of degree, that's not a big deal at all. Yes. So 13 now is a monomial. Now here's the tough one. The degree is 0. All right? The reason it's 0 is because there isn't a variable. There isn't a variable. The degree is 0. All right? Number 14, the monomial with a degree of 1. All right? Not a polynomial. The reason it's not a polynomial is because you're not allowed to have negative exponents.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
All right? Or exponents in the denominator. Either way. All right? Number 16, that is referred to as a trinomial. The reason it's a trinomial is because you can simplify 9 minus 3. All right? The degree would be what? 2. The degree is 2. All right? Because this degree up here is 2, this is 1, and this degree is 0. All right? Anybody have any issues yet? Okay, here we go. So now look up here, please. All right? Now there's this thing called standard form. All right? Which you probably already know. Standard form is just simply writing the polynomial in the correct order. And the order goes from the largest exponent to the smallest exponent, or from the largest degree to the smallest degree. That's what we're doing. So in this particular case, we would say 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. All right? Number 19, x cubed plus 9x squared plus x plus 2. Notice the constant is at the end. The constant is at the end. Number 21, 3x cubed plus x squared minus x plus 27. Everybody feeling good about that? It's easy. All right, 23 again. 5x cubed minus 3x squared plus x plus 4.
What if there are two same exponents?
Lining term. All right, now let's go back up and finish it off. So 18 is
3x squared plus 5x.
told you, very easy. All right. Now let's take a look at 20. It would be what?
3x cubed minus x squared plus 4x minus 3.
Easy, easy. All right, and let's take a look at 22.
X cubed plus x plus 25.
And finally,
7x cubed plus x squared minus x plus 54.
wow. Does everybody agree?
Yes.
Everybody see, simple, simple. All right, now let me now talk to you about 81. All right, or not 81, but the next 8.1 practice. Look up, please. All right, honestly, I don't really care. They always try to do something with, geometry or something that really is insignificant. I don't really care about that. All right. Now, look, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do 1 through 18 tonight for homework. All right. Now, let's just say you're having some issues, right? See where it says study guide. It kind of explains things if you need it. I don't think you need it, but just in case. All right. All the answers are there. And then up here where they talk about monomial, binomial, what the degree is, what is a polynomial, and why something is not a polynomial. If you want the explanation on that, that's there also. I don't really think you'll need it. Now, the one thing that I do need for you to realize is that we're coming up next week on the end of the semester, right? So I need you to continue doing a good job, all right, for today. Now, I always try to tell kids the rules are important, but more importantly, it's you being able to figure out what the rules are. All right, so you got to continue to work on that. When I give you the answer, try to figure out how I got the answer if you're unsure of how to do the problem. That's super important. All right. Now, some of you had a little bit of trouble last night with the exponents. If you had a little bit of trouble last night with the exponents, look it over. And then come in the morning and say, hey, I wasn't sure about these couple problems. Let me help you. All right, does anybody have any questions? All right, today is a good day. Finish up as quickly as you can.